Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join with me are my co-hosts, Joseph.
Yellow.
And Jehu.
Cacao!
Very nice, thank you. We are sans Ian today. He has the flu. Let's get your flu shot, people. Stepping into his place with all our news, I believe, is Joseph.
Sorry, Ian, I'm not you, but I'm going to do my gosh darndest in your absence.
I don't believe in you.
I don't believe in me either. So we're going to start out with some news about the Amazon Lord of the Rings series. This has been kind of at least announced in development for a couple of years now, I think.
Yeah, that's a while.
Yeah, but they've announced the main villain has been cast. It's Joseph Maul, who was Benjen Stark in Game of Thrones, who is a guy that I really would have liked to have seen more, both in world of Game of Thrones and just as an actor. He seemed pretty charismatic.
Has he been in other stuff? Because he looks familiar, but I couldn't say from what.
I mean, to be fair, he looks a lot like the guy who's Lupin in Harry Potter.
Kind of does, yeah.
Yeah.
Lupin's like a sick version of that guy.
Right, For sure, yeah. This guy is like, he's had a couple good meals in his life.
I wonder who the villain is going to be. We don't really know the time period or anything for it, so I'm going to still guess Sauron.
I mean, he could be a good Sauron.
He's not. Sauron won't be a villain in this time period, but I think he could be a cool young Sauron.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know enough about the Lord of the Rings lore. Because is it going to be like, is it just in Middle Earth? Or
Second Age, so yeah, it'll still be Middle Earth.
Yeah.
There is a, oh my gosh, Island of Men. I can't remember their names. It's where Aragorn's ancestry comes from. And there was like a war, and those guys went extinct. It could be that. You still see the rise of Sauron and all of that. So I don't know. I think this is going to lead to the first fight with Sauron. If I had to guess, that's where the end target is. So maybe he could be Sauron, but I don't know. They don't specify. So whoever.
I mean,
it is.
that would be a cool thing to watch.
It would.
You know,
it would be the coolest thing that we got hinted at in the first 10 minutes of a 9-hour series that we never got to see.
I mean, for sure, there's no way Sauron, the guy who gives them the rings to all those people, is the apparent villain that you see Sauron the moment you see him for the first time.
Yeah.
So, he had to start off as something. So
right.
I don't know.
So next we have a sequel to a much-beloved nostalgia magnet, Hocus Pocus. They're going to make a sequel to Hocus Pocus with, I don't know if it's going to have any of the original cast or anything about it.
The article I read said it was going to try to bring the three back.
I mean, they're all still working.
They are?
Yeah.
So
they all seem pretty available at the moment.
Yeah.
The first one's fine.
It's a fun movie. I like that movie.
It's a good time. I don't need a second one.
It's funny because I don't feel like I appreciate it because I feel like as a kid I think I identified with the kids, but I don't. I don't think I did even as a kid. It's the witches are just so fun in that movie.
Yeah, they're definitely the stars and the thing that you're supposed to, I don't know, connect with, but it's the thing, it's for your entertainment.
Yeah, no, it would not be a movie without them. There's nothing else holding it up.
I don't know how to say her name. Kathy Najimy, maybe? I don't know.
I like the confidence.
She's coming to Pensacon this year.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Also in Sister Act.
Also in Sister Act. I'm a big Sister Act.
She's a voice actress, right? Also,
probably. Maybe I don't.
If she's coming to Pensacon, probably.
Right.
Yeah, that's their stick. But yeah, I mean, probably Disney Plus, right? I don't think this goes to theaters. And
almost certainly, but it does seem like a big draw to get people to subscribe to Disney Plus, as if they weren't doing enough already.
right?
Yeah. I've already subscribed.
Good for you.
When does it start?
November 12th.
November 12th.
We're getting there.
You know what I'm looking forward to most from it? Watching shitty cartoons.
Yeah.
Like the shitty 90s Marvel cartoons that I hated at the time. I think will be fun background noise.
Well, there is definitely a market for not great TV that I want to have on in the background.
Right.
I dig that.
I remember liking the Spider-Man show, but I feel like now I would probably hate it. But I'm interested to find out.
Do you know what drove me nuts about that show?
What is that?
That he said Aunt instead of Aunt May. That just fucking enraged me every single time.
Yeah. Gummy Bears. I'm excited to watch that show again because that show is weird.
Was that going to be on there?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Just bears bouncing on their ass.
Uh-huh. It's inspiring shit.
But Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah. Hocus Pocus 2. Also, this week we got announced in the new Wonder Woman sequel, Wonder Woman 84. Pedro Pascal, famous also from Game of Thrones and from Narcos, I think.
Correct.
Is officially cast as Maxwell Lord, famous DC villain. I'm not really sure what Maxwell Lord does.
Okay, here's the thing with Maxwell Lord. There's like two different answers to this. Because what might actually be my all-time favorite run of any comic book is the 80s comedy-based Justice League, which was, basically there was a couple writers, Keith Giffen and Jan DeMatteis, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who were like, okay, we can't really get any of the big DC stars, so the Justice League is going to be mostly second stringers, and we're going to just make it gags. We're going to just lean into that, and it's fucking hilarious. And the glue that holds that together is Maxwell Lord, and he's kind of slimy, but at the end of the day, he's a good guy. Well, in the Oddies, they decided that was no longer the case and made him into the worst big bad of the DC universe. He kills Blue Beetle, which is one of the people from his Justice League, in straight up cold blood. And why it's interesting he's going to be in this is because he ends up being murdered by Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman breaks his neck on live TV. So you wonder where they're going, because it's set in the 80s when he was a fun comedy character. Yeah. But his main connection to Wonder Woman is that Wonder Woman murdered him.
Hashtag girl power.
I'm not entirely convinced that this version of Maxwell Lord is really Maxwell Lord. I feel like they're going to go back to that God in hiding bit that they did in the first one. I feel like they're going to revisit that premise. And so I would not be surprised if it ends up being, pick your Pantheon character.
Is he the same guy who thinks he's Zeus, or is that a different...
No, that's Maxie Zeus.
Zaxxy's...
It's in the title.
Yeah.
Also, I know they're trying to get away from a universe, but Maxwell Lord's sidekick was Oberon, who's also Mr. Miracle's sidekick, so it could very well have some sort of connection to the New Gods if they go with that.
We'll see.
We will see. Also this week we got news of a Pirates of the Caribbean sequel. Sure. Which, I was about to say, hold. Developed by the creator of Chernobyl, the highly acclaimed HBO series from this past year. Which sounds
also hold.
Well, it sounds good on paper until we looked up more of his IMDb credits. What were some of them, Christian, if you got them?
So his name is Craig Mazin, and he has made such classics as Scary Movies 3 and 4, Hangover Part 2 and 3, and then Huntsman's Winter's War. There's more on there, but it's all bad, except for Chernobyl.
Well, and a lot of that, as it specifically ties into this, are things that were either good or okay until he got a hold of
Agreed.
it.
Scary Movie 1 and 2 are awesome.
Right.
3 and 4, not so much.
Right. There was another one. Hangover. The first Hangover is a fun movie. 2 and 3 are fun. 2's not good, and 3 I don't even think is a comedy.
Yeah, it's discouraging. I know Deadpool writers, Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, or whatever, they were attached to this, and they left in February, and so they just brought this guy on. I don't know. It's a reboot. No Johnny Depp. I don't need another Pirates movie.
I don't either.
Right on Jungle Cruise. Let that be the new franchise.
It does look like it's what it's aiming to be.
Yeah.
If it's a full reboot... Other movies, I'm like, don't do a reboot. Just find a way to continue on. I think the only way to go for this is remake the first one.
You think so? You think a true reboot?
I think that's the only way, because it's went so far down the toilet at this point. I don't think they've got any other shot.
You don't think you can make stories within that universe where they happen to exist, but you don't really encounter them?
I think you could, but I don't think that gets anybody through the front.
Yeah, I agree. No one wants to see that. What drew people was Jack Sparrow.
Right.
And then when that became boring...
And then what stopped drawing people was Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what you do.
They basically got to find a way to say, this is a thing we know you used to like, and we're acknowledging you don't anymore. We're going to make you like it again.
That's what they did with pirate movies anyway, with the first one.
Yeah.
Right.
Pirate movies were dead.
Right.
Nobody wanted to see that.
So let's just call this 10 years too early.
You think wait another decade to where Audie's nostalgia is in?
Yes.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm not sure this gets made.
Yeah, that does seem like that's fair. So rounding us out at the end of our news week here is we got a couple of trailers for some different things. Firstly, a BBC series about Dracula, It looks pretty menacing.
Yeah, it looks weird for a TV show.
It looks particular. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of BBC besides the ones where they're like doing Jane Austen novels, but it just looked, surprisingly dark and frightening.
Something about it led me, I haven't looked up anything about it, but it led me to believe just from the trailer that it's going to be an adaptation and not a continuation of the Dracula
Yeah, I
story.
believe it is an adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, 3-part miniseries directed by Stephen Moffat, and God, what's the other guy's name? They made Sherlock, they made Doctor Who.
I know what you're talking about.
Those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know, looked interesting.
It did look interesting.
Yeah.
I was more intrigued than I thought I was going to
Yeah,
be.
totally,
Agreed.
me too.
Yep.
We also got I didn't mean to order this in length of trailers, but I did. Another mini trailer for Rian Johnson's Knives Out, his whodunit comedy mystery
With just a shit ton
with
of people.
fucking everybody in
Yeah.
it. Look, Ian's not here to say that all of Rian Johnson's movies are trash. I'll be here to say that most of Rian Johnson's movies are trash. But this looks like a lot of goddamn fun.
This looks really fun.
It looks like a good time.
I think this might be the movie I'm most excited about this fall. It looks good.
Yeah, the more I see it, the more into it I become, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Daniel Craig looks like he is hamming it up, and
Right.
I am here for it.
Yep.
And I mean, the last time Daniel Craig was in a comedy, it was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name. What's
The
what's
one
race
with
car
Adam
movie?
Driver with one hand.
Yeah. God, I love that movie, and I can't think
I know,
of the
I love it
goddamn...
too.
Oh, Logan's Lucky.
Logan Lucky.
Logan Lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks good. I'm glad to see Chris Evans back in his, roots.
Yep.
As a snobby dickhead. Daniel Craig looks great. I mean, great cast. I like Rian Johnson. I'll defend him. I like all of his movies so far, so I'm excited.
Wow. You hold down that fort.
Yep. I'm not saying Looper is good. I'm saying I enjoy watching it.
And finally, speaking of Rian Johnson, and we didn't actually talk about Star Wars, but he did a Star Wars movie. The new Star Wars trailer, Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker. Is that what it is?
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, Rise of the, I don't know.
No, I think it's Rise of Skywalker. It's first trailer released on last Monday after we recorded.
Second trailer, final trailer.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Second trailer, final trailer.
Yeah.
After we finished recording last Monday, because that's just how the world works. Apparently, there's another trailer coming out tonight. We won't be analyzing it
For The
you.
Mandalorian. Actually, by the time we do discuss the Mandalorian trailer, we'll be like 5 days away from the Mandalorian being out. So.
Right.
Yeah. Again, it looks like a lot of fun. I'm still so confused about people who aren't Rey and Kylo's role in this world.
Right.
Because, I mean, the trailer definitely amps up. It's about Kylo and Rey. They've been kind of the flip side of the same coin this whole time, and their journeys are kind of intertwined. How the fuck do Finn and Rose and everybody... how do all these motherfuckers fit into this?
Yeah.
Well, that kind of leads into my one problem with the trailer. And, going back to The Last Jedi, I mean, like, most people's problem seems to be that an old lady floated in space. And if that's your problem with that movie, that's a dumb problem and you're a dumb person. But one problem I did have with The Last Jedi is 2 of the 3 main characters don't meet till the end of the movie.
Yeah.
It's the end of the second act, and basically your Luke and your Leia don't meet until the end of the third act. So one scene I didn't like in this trailer was the one with 3PO where he was like, I'm having a last look at all my friends. And it's like, I don't have a connection of these people all being connected because in the movies so far, they really haven't been.
Yeah.
Especially Rey. Rey has had no relationship with 3PO.
Right.
I don't even know that we've seen them together.
Yeah, maybe at the end of the first movie.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's referencing things off screen.
I mean, I know there's going to be a
There
time
can't
drop.
have been that much time off screen.
But I mean, if that same line was in Return of the Jedi or even Revenge of the Sith, all 3 of your main characters would have had a relationship that you know about, and it would have hit an emotional beat with you in a way that didn't.
Yeah, when that scene did get me for 2 reasons. Number one, I was kind of put back that your emotional moment is 3PO, which is my least favorite character across all 9 movies. And then second is that it seems like that's supposed to be, I think of it more outside of the trilogy, the sequel trilogy, and that's supposed to be a connective tissue across the entire saga.
Right.
So I read this thing online that was like, what if at the end of that scene they wipe his memory and the first thing he says is Master Annie? And I was like, God, that's way better than what they're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
that would be great.
maybe it is what they'll do, because
Yeah.
literally the weird thing about this is we have no clue where this story is going.
Nope, no idea.
And I don't mean that just because the trailer didn't give a lot away. I mean that in that, the sort of round robin way they decided to tell this story. Rian Johnson, and again, I'm not going to start crapping on the Last Jedi. I like the Last Jedi, but I don't really think he understood how that process works, because all the questions that were left from the first one, he was like, well, I'll just answer all those.
Yeah.
In very matter of fact and ways that don't leave any interpretation. So I don't know really what there is to do in this last movie except good guys win.
Yeah, I think one of the things that people struggle with The Last Jedi is it's a very self-contained movie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It honestly could have been the last one.
Right.
Besides, you're leaving with... I mean, you would have left when the Empire wins, essentially. Like,
Right.
the First Order got away with everything. Story's over.
But, I mean, it also has a, nice Neo flying
Yeah.
off at the end of the Matrix thing where it's like, oh, it's going to work out. That little kid knows Jedi stuff.
Yeah. I dug the trailer. I got a very Wild Westy vibe with a Palpatine riding something is
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
He's like crawling towards her. That throne that he sits on, that's straight from like Ralph McQuarrie art from
Right.
Return of the Jedi. That's dope as shit. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, I started with a problem and made me make it sound like I'm not excited about this. There's a whole bunch of fucking laser swords in this trailer. I'm
Yeah.
super excited about it.
It does look like there's going to be a lot of lightsaber fights. And we're all in agreement. They're destroying Vader's helmet together, right? That's what that is.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's what that is. I think it's Palpatine, like, maybe communicating to them through that, and they try to separate that bond. Or
Gotcha.
something. But
I
don't know.
I don't know if this is an Adam Driver choice or a J.J. Abrams choice or both. I still just love Adam Driver. It's just like there's no finesse in his physicality. The
Right.
lights. It's like the anti-prequel lightsaber style.
Right.
It's just like all raw power and like
Slashing,
big
yeah.
clunky moves.
Right, yeah.
And I dig it. Like it's visually engaging and it's
Yeah.
really different than what we've been seeing. And I don't know. I like it a lot.
You guys think Hayden Christensen's in this movie? I think he is.
I think we'll see Hayden Christensen. I think we'll see Ewan McGregor. I think
You think all the Force Ghost?
I think after all the flack that the last one got, there will be a lot of fan service in this, which I'm fine with because I'm a fan and I like to be serviced.
Yeah.
What
do you
if
think?
what if it's a Force Ghost battle? It's all the Force Ghosts against the Emperor.
I mean, what if they did?
That's the end of Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's the end of fucking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
If they're losing and then it's all Force Ghosts show up to kick ass, I would hoot and holler.
The only thing I don't want out of my Force Ghost is I've heard rumor that Han Solo will be back as a Force Ghost. No, fuck that. He has no business being a Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Leia, you can maybe make an argument for, but absolutely not on Han. I don't even need to see him. But yeah, my biggest question is what the fuck is Poe going to do in this movie?
Yeah. I mean, what is he even doing in any of the movies? He's supposed to be dead the whole time.
Yep. It would have been so much better if they just killed him.
See, I think I've already said this on the thing, but I think the thing to do with Poe in the last one is they should have sent him after Rey. There should have been a reason why he needed to follow Rey to find Luke, and then that switches everybody's spot and makes everybody's spot make a little more sense.
Yeah, his plot line is the one that really throws the movie off. I know a lot of people focus on Canto Bight and Rose and Finn, but that plot line would make a lot more sense if you didn't spend 20 minutes of Poe learning the exact same lesson that Finn was learning that whole time.
Right, exactly.
And Finn was actually getting somewhere and doing something.
And it makes more sense for Finn to have to learn
Yeah,
that lesson.
absolutely.
It's also important, since Ian's not here, that we represent his opinion. Ian hated this trailer because Rose is in it, and Rose's hot sister should have been the one that survived and not Rose. And that's it. That's his opinion.
I asked him for more, and he just ignored it, and then just moved on to something else. So, Ian, we love you, buddy, and your Star Wars hate.
Yep.
This is a guy who also hated Avengers Endgame, though, so can we really trust his opinion on things?
I'm sure he's not alone.
Yeah, there are others. They're wrong, but
But I think that's it for the news for this week.
I would say so.
You know what?
What was Ian's new catchphrase for the end of the news?
And that's the news.
And
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah, it makes sense. Oh, good. No, our episode will come out on Thursday. I just realized that.
On Halloween, right?
Yeah, on Halloween. Since Halloween is rapidly approaching, we, a group of scaredy cats, are going to tell you our favorite horror movies, which are not going to be that horrific because we're a bunch of scaredy cats. So tune in later this week for our Halloween horror for cowards.
Yep.
But in the meantime, thank you guys for listening. If you want to reach out to us for any other news or exciting things coming up that we might have missed, you can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Real Phonies, and on Instagram at Real_Phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys later this week.
Later.